I'm Olivia. Thank you for joining me in another video. You're going to tell that I'm dressed differently here in the intro than I am in the video material, and that's because I was recording all of the curriculum update like I had just posted in the last video, going over my third graders curriculum that I was updating you guys on. And I quickly realized during editing that that video was gonna be like 45 minutes long. And so I took out my preschoolers curriculum that I wanted to go over with you guys and thought I'd just put it in its own video. If you are interested in seeing what I was using for my third grader, I have another video that I uploaded before this one. It's the part 1 to this part 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and you guys could find something helpful or useful, or you just enjoyed watching this curriculum update. I know I've been really loving going through YouTube and seeing the 2021-2022 curriculum updates. It's a good view on curriculum outside of, this is why I chose it and we're starting with it. So we're right in the middle of it. I have a pretty good idea of if we're gonna continue with it, if we like things, if we didn't like things. So anyway, if you guys have any more questions or want to know something more specific about anything I mentioned in the video, go ahead and leave the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. So this is my 4-year-old's work that I'm gonna go into right now. I've just been teaching her kindergarten this year because she's ready for it. She is 4, she's gonna be 5 actually this month. It is March, at the end of March she turns 5. Technically this next fall would be her kindergarten year. I wanna go into phonics. This is Logic of English, Foundations, started with A. This is my first time ever having to teach phonics. My son, honestly, and I feel like, you know, because I've been asked for advice and stuff in the past, my son really just kind of taught himself how to read, and I can't take credit for anything other than just exposure because we're a heavy reading family, and so I read to him a lot. And I'm not a screen-free family. I mean, he watched Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, he watched Sid the Science Kid here and there, he watched, what is that one that was on PBS?
And it's got the little kids that live in like the Storyland, and then they are like super Y. Is that the name of the show?
It's been a while since we've put that one on. Yeah, so we are not a screen-free family. We like stuff like that. This, I really had to deep dive, and I got stressed looking into phonic options for kiddos because I didn't want to do it wrong the first time for phonics. Before jumping into phonics, my daughter knew her whole alphabet and the sound that each letter, like the common sound that each letter made, but that's not necessary if you're going to start Logic of English. You will learn that plus some because a lot of the letters make more than one sound. So I like that you learned the letters by the phonogram and the different sounds that they said. And you didn't just learn A, B, C. You learned it as A, ah, the different sounds of that phonogram. So that was great. I did choose the cursive option. Even now, my daughter has a problem differentiating between lowercase b and d in bookface or manuscript. Cursive is very obvious. And the way that it teaches cursive is you teach it with the phonogram that you are learning, and you learn it in different strokes, and you learn the strokes first, so you're totally prepared to learn how to write the letter, and it has been really easygoing and really simple and enjoyable. My daughter asks to do this every day. I am in the camp where I don't think structured school for a preschooler or a pre-K or even kindergarten, and I know that that is a really controversial statement in the homeschool world, is necessary. I don't. I think that your 3 to 6 year old is going to learn best through exposure, honestly, just exposure, you know. Let's have lots of conversations about lots of things. Let's play with lots of things. Let's read lots of books. Let's listen to lots of books. Let's sing lots of songs. We watch shows and movies. And so that's how I think personally is just necessary. This is just kind of extra because she has grown up with her older brother doing homeschool, And I think she also looks at it as like time spent with. And so I was spending a lot of time one-on-one with my son last year and the year before. And she had been asking me, like I shared in my other curriculum video, Mommy, where's my lesson? Do I get a lesson? Can I do school today? Can I have a book to do school in? And so I just kind of prepared myself with some different curriculums this year, and it has been a hit, and she has loved it and taken it off. I would have gotten her some like activities and busy things and like, some other little things to do. I wouldn't have just like been like, okay, we'll go find something to do if I had not done the curriculum route this year for her. I think a lot of times parents get stressed and unintentionally guilted into not doing anything from people who are not familiar with homeschooling. I have heard that, but the whole like, what do you mean you're not doing, your kid's not in preschool? But like, how are they going to make friends? How are they going to learn their ABCs? How in the world are they going to be able to do this? And I just don't love that outlook for littles. But I have used phonics for her this year, and she has loved it, and it's tons and tons of fun. We have just finished up Foundations A. It says that it's for ages 4 to 7. I think we started at a good time with my daughter. She was a little bit older than 4.5. We went slow. So after getting about halfway through A, the lessons were hefty. And so I just split the lessons in half. It's taken us a little bit longer of a time, but I don't believe in being, unless there is an actual learning disability or difference or hardship, which I think you should, be a little bit on the lookout for. I don't like the word behind. So I don't think she was behind because she didn't do, she was 4.5. 5, 6-year-olds. I don't think it's super necessary to do this. If you want to do that, I highly recommend Logic of English. So this is the Moving Beyond the Page curriculum that I had shared we were using for my daughter for an overall kindergarten curriculum. And I have to just say, I am so impressed. And this has been really fun. This is a literature-based program in the sense where there is, I can't remember how many weeks this school is. I think it's like 30 weeks. This is so fun. I think it's excellent, and there's lots of customization. This is also a literature-based program in the sense where there are different units. So let's just say here's unit 16. You're going to be learning a different letter with each unit. I did not do the letter or the phonic part of any of it, like draw this letter, let's learn how to write this letter, because I was using Language of English.
Yes, that's what it's called. I was using, nope, it's not what it's called. I was using Logic of English.
And you're learning to write in there the letters, and we were doing cursive. So I didn't want to confuse her and overload her right away. But you do learn a certain letter each unit or week. And each week comes with its own book. And Moving Beyond the Page, you can buy a bundle if you want with the books brand new sent to you. I scrounged around and put together everything and bought things used. That's what I do for most of our literature-based programs, because buying new books is so expensive, even if you do get a little bit of a discount by doing it in a bundle. Unless that's something that, you can accommodate. And, it's nice to be able to have that option where you could get it sent to you. So you're going to have the name of the book for that week, and each book is going to come with some different skills that they're going to go into. You're going to learn a vocabulary word and a sight word. And then, so what I do is this company comes with all of the supplies for the arts and crafts and activities you will need to complete this curriculum, which, as someone who is not a craft heavy person, I appreciate so much. Craft materials are expensive. The very first year that we started doing homeschooling, I got really roped into the magic of like the handicraft world, and I'm not speaking against it because holy, lovely, and fun. The materials are so expensive and difficult to find. And I know that's subjective, but for us and what we already budget and what we already spend money on, it's expensive to buy all of that stuff. Even, like a packet of construction paper is expensive to some people. So anyway, it's included in the price, and they will send you everything. And they don't just send you a wad of stuff and then you have to dig through it. They have each unit and the materials you're going to need for that unit are in individual baggies. It's all labeled. It's magic for the people that get stressed with crafts and things. It's fantastic. I go through here and I just highlight what we're gonna do. And I love that this is so customizable and there's lots of options that way. There's several activities that you can choose from for each day. And I only pick what I think is gonna serve us. I pick what I think she's going to enjoy and if she's going to get something out of it. Like for this day one, I thought, you know what, we will make activity one work. And like I said, we're not using the phonics part of this. It doesn't come with its own phonics program. You can add it too if you would like. They suggest having a separate phonics program, but you are learning the letters and the letter names in here if that's something you wanted. Like I said, we're not using that. So that was part of my day that I did not highlight for us to do. So activity one, I was like, yeah, we could do activity one. And then I highlight what I'm supposed to say, what we're supposed to do. Did not want to do activity two or either the options for it, did activity three next day. And this is how I organize this. And I love being able to separate that. I do think some parents get roped into the, shoot, I don't want my child to be behind and I want to be able to make sure that they're smart to begin with. So I'm going to do phonics, literature, language arts, math, science, all the things for a little of that age. And I think if you can and your child can take on that load and you're ready to teach that, then I think that is so fantastic and great. I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just saying I do think that there's a little bit of like you forget to do the fun stuff. And that was something that I was so worried and stressed about because I know I don't do the fun stuff well. And so being able to have that all included in one as a kindergarten program has been great for us. Like I said, she's in pre-K, and this is her first year sitting down and doing lessons of any sort. We do this every other week. Or we take a week and extend it into 2 weeks and just do different activity, that sort of thing. Because I'm not going to ask her to sit down and do all of that all of the time. She actually would probably enjoy it, but I also think that being a little bit bored and coming up with something creatively to do as a kindergartner is also, like at that age, a 4, 5, 6-year-old is also really important. So I do a little bit and then I'm like, okay, I have to do math with brother. So, here are your options. I'll suggest go do dolls, go do magnet tiles, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, and that's been working for us. Great. I just love it. The way that it's organized, materials, exactly what you should need, and it's scripted for you if you want. Then say, ask your child this question, and this is the type of answer you should get back if it's like a right or wrong answer type of question. I just have really loved this. I did look into this for grabbing the first grade for next year for her. It's not as kiddie. It still is. I'm not explaining it right. This is just so very obviously with all the crafts for littles. And I like that it all came in one book. And this company is very much a unit study type of company and curriculum, and I think that is something that really appeals to a lot of people. I don't, and it starts getting more unit E as the ages get older. But I loved this, and we're not going to be done with this year. Like I said, we homeschool year round, so that could really be that's a arbitrary endpoint. But I don't mind continuing to do this every other week and then going through this into part of her true kindergarten year next year at all. Okay, this part I swear is going to be very short. I'm going to try not to be super, super chatty with this. Do not turn off the video, please. I'm going to mention the good and the beautiful. I'm just trying to lighten the environment around this just because I understand the controversy of where it's come from. I'm someone who can be heavily influenced by Instagram ads, and I follow a lot of homeschoolers, and so I have a lot of Instagram ads that come up for different curriculum. It was saying 50% off printed language arts, for the good and the beautiful. And I had never actually sat down and downloaded a sample of this curriculum because like I had said before, I'm just not super interested in here's a language arts course, because that just doesn't work well for my oldest, in the sense that I meet him where we're at with eclectically picking different books and curriculums that I think work for us instead of doing it. So that's just why. I was thinking about kindergarten, and I just wanted to take a peek. I just wanted to take a peek at all the colors and the things, because that's the colors, the pictures are one of the main things that you hear about this. And then I did buy some things, okay? I don't have a great review on it yet. This is more of the update part of our year, because we're only, several lessons in. But as far as it being beautiful, you guys, for a kindergartner, this is really pretty. So this was 50% off because they just came up with their new stuff. And I didn't need to nor wanted to wait for that. And it was 50% off printed, which was very appealing to me, especially halfway throughout the year. And then I'm about to jump into next year's stuff, and 50% off appealed to me, and I needed to download the sample. And I downloaded the sample, and I'm like, I would like this to just sit on my shelf. This is not what we are going to be doing for our whole homeschool career, but for kindergartners, especially if you've had any sort of phonic work, the very first lesson had to do with short vowel sounds, and we had just gotten to the end of Foundations A, where you had been learning short vowel sounds the whole time. It had just mentioned to the child the term short vowel sounds, and so it just ended up linking up perfectly. You learn about short vowel sounds. And so the colors are lovely. I love how engaging it looks. There is legit like watercolored pictures in here. I can see the appeal, okay? I am not saying that there's no basis for the other things that have been discussed about this curriculum. I am a believer in Christ, so as far as it being faith-based, that is not something that specifically is not something I was turned off from. We haven't done a whole lot of print work. We've been working on cursive, so I think for us, this will be a good way to learn that. I did also get the handwriting book. It's not in because we have not worked on printing handwriting, and her cursive is actually lovely. And so I think we're doing really great with that, and I would like to start implementing learning the BD sort of thing for her, or, book face in general. So I think that this has been pretty. As far as kindergarten work, this is really nice. Wait, there's more. I got the math. So Moving Beyond the Page does have a math part of it. It's very lightly introduced, which is fine because I did not need her to have a whole math curriculum going into this. I didn't know what to expect with it. It has been great so far. I don't know if the way the math was introduced is going to be super helpful for her to continue with it just being through Moving Beyond the Page. I think it would be just fine, honestly. But since everything was 50% off, and I saw what the language arts book looked like, I was like, I just need to download a sample for kindergarten math. I just need to download a sample. You guys, this is really pretty and engaging for this age for learners. Flipping through here in the math part of it, I have not seen any mention of anything faith-based yet. I'm not saying it's not in here. Don't quote me. I'm saying I have not found it or seen it. There have been a couple mentions of some things in the language arts. So I can see why if you're secular or if you are from a different religion, it might be kind of hard to just always figure out how to reword something or reteach something from using it like that way. Totally, I get that. But things are in actual 2D. Is this 3D? I should do this because I can't remember what's 3D or 2D. Like I said, I'm not the artsy person. I'm a factual kind of person. But like these pictures are so pretty. And I think that this is a really fun way for this age of child to learn something like this, to be introduced and exposed to numbers and colors and shapes and math. She can do some addition and some skip counting and stuff already. So this is really just for fun and reinforcement. So far, I don't know exactly what, like how much for her will be learned from this, but I am happy to have it. And I think that it is sweet and the pictures are legit. Like this is full color, wonderful looking math. So I'm not getting this for my older child. We are set in what works for us there. And so the issues that have been brought up in this community for the older, that are coming out of some of the older curriculums, the older levels, I don't have an opinion on. I did not go into it and look into it, okay? I'm just, I didn't want someone to turn away just because they saw that cover. That's all I had to say about them. They look very sweet and engaging and fun and whimsy for this young age of learner. I don't know how great they're gonna work. It takes her about 10 minutes, like 5 or 7 minutes actually to get through the language arts part of it and about 10 minutes to get through the math lessons so far. So I will continue with them until I reach a different opinion or not.